Dr. Tony Agbons. Dr. Tony, we would like to get your reaction. How important is this election to Edo Indigenes in the diaspora?
Yeah, very good morning to everyone over there in Edo State, Nigeria. Wahia Selugbe, everybody, of our collective struggle and determination to make our state a better place. Thank you, Dan, for today's invitation.
It's always a pleasure.
This election 2024 in Edo State is very, very important. As far as the Edo State Diaspora is concerned, it's another opportunity for us to, continue in the development of our state. Is when the interest, in the governance and politics of our state, our dear Edo State. And like you will notice during the last election in Edo State in 2020, you saw the massive participation of the Edo State diaspora. As we go in the discussion, I'll be, sharing some data as far as the impact of the diaspora is Edo State, but Nigeria as a whole. So the diaspora, the Edo State diaspora is going to play a very, very monumental role the next election before is concerned.
Okay. Dr. Tony. Dr. Tony, from his submission, Elder Gary is of the opinion that power should rotate to Edo Central. What says you before we go ahead with this discussion?
Yeah, thank you, Dan, for that question. Since 1999, when this republic started, this current democratic dispensation, what would have been the opportunity for Edo Central Senatorial District to, have a governor, was cut short, when Professor Serieme Osumbo, I think he was there for just about less than a year or a little above a year. Adams Oshomole, came in after a court ruling. It's a very valid agitation by our brothers from Edo Central. But like what some of us have always said is that politics is a game of consultation and participation. And I've always said to all my ASAM brothers that just like what happened at the national level, when most of us also believe that the presidency should specifically to the southeast, because they've not produced president since we started in 1990. The same thing is playing out in Edo State. So, but the they have to really play the game very well. They have to consult, and then as much as possible to push, the best candidate. Because many of us also the notion that in our capacity, capability, and not just because somebody a game in politics, of flow particular direction. So I just want to wish the Edo Central Senatorial District the best of luck. But like you said, Elder, look at it in the name of fairness, equity, and justice. Points you have raised, they are very, very valid. Nobody can argue with that.
Okay, let's get to
Thank you, Dot.
let's quickly get in what ways can the experiences of those abroad contribute to the next election in the state? In what ways?
Thank you, Dan. Of the Edo State Diaspora, and I want to put this in context. When we are talking about diaspora, like I've always said, we are not just looking at people who live in Europe, UK, and all the rest. We are talking of Edo State indigene who is living outside Edo State. Even if you are in Abuja, in my own definition, you are a diaspora. Even if you are in African country, Mali, Faso, Kenya, anywhere. So, and when you look at these people, they've got a lot of experience, life experience, transferable skills, and a lot that we bring to the table. So, even during this current administration that is winding up now, there was a huge clamor from us in the diaspora for the establishment of an Edo State Diaspora agency. Personally very, very much in the thick of action for that agency to take off, but which has never really seen the light of day. So in terms of expertise, we have people with vocational skills, people with professional skills, doctors, engineers, IT specialists, every areas of human endeavor. So we've got it from Edo State, and a lot of our people they are holding their own. Even in places as far as Japan, Australia, you find Edo people everywhere, and they are doing very, very well. So it's something that we should really be proud of, and we believe. Jamie was saying that we will have to look at competence and the capacity and the character of the person, in this particular election. I am of the opinion that the political parties, even more than 3, they know what is up. They know that the Beninese, the Edo State people, we have a parable in Benin that said, Edo Yuma, so if I translate that, it means that the Edo State people, we have a way of, I've said it before, we have a way of navigating towards a particular candidate. So, but there are a lot of aspirants now who are moving around, talking to Edo State people. I tell you, my brother, by the time the primaries is over by January, February, you will see that the dynamics is going to navigate towards one particular person. Let me just take us back a little bit before I round up this particular segment. If you notice, when Adams Oshomole came after finishing his Nigerian Labour Congress presidency, everybody knew that he was the candidate to beat. And then when we had Baseki, especially in the second tenure election, we all saw what happens. So Edo people are politically savvy. Edo State Indigenes in the diaspora are also very, very politically. So every one of us is watching and waiting. And very soon, even as the primaries is ticking now, you will see a lot of participation from everyone.
Okay, let's quickly. Thank you so much, Dr. Tony. Can the diaspora effectively influence political decisions in Edo State, and how?
Dan, yes. Very, very much. To say this not with pride or trying to boast, they always say, look at, like I was saying, the remittances, to Nigeria, 2023, the year is ending in about 10 days' time. $20.5 billion have been remitted from the diaspora to Nigeria. And when you look at statistics available, says that about 17 million Nigerians are in the diaspora. I can't, tell you for free that it is more than that. And when you look at this 17 million, Edo State should probably be like maybe 50 or 60%, because a lot of our people travel a lot, they go outside our state a lot. So, and then when you now extrapolate, you look at this $5 billion that have been remitted. I can also tell you that probably up to 10 to 12 $1 billion of this amount could probably have been remitted to our state. And if you look at the Edo State budget, for this year that is ending, it's about 321.3 billion naira. The governor just submitted a budget for next year with about 325.3 billion naira. So if you, denominate this in naira, you see that the diaspora is really contributing a lot. So, like Benjamin said, my brother Benjamin said, diaspora is a powerful block. So a lot of money goes on. People send money from the diaspora home, to support their families, for education, for healthcare and all that. So you have that big voice. You play a role in the family decision making and all that because of the support that come in. Not just because of the money, but because of the experience. They always say that traveling is part of education. Because when you leave your area, your place of birth, and you go to some other place, you gather some other skills and experience. So the diaspora is very, very important. And and one thing that the diaspora, and I know that we are going to do this time around, even as we throw our weight behind any particular candidate, irrespective of the political party this time around, the diaspora, we are also going to demand, our own, what is in it. Especially, I was talking about the diaspora agency that never came to be during this Godwin Obaseki administration. So the diaspora is a very, very, any aspirant that discounts the diaspora is going to do so at his own peril.
What has is there any way technology can influence your involvement in the election for Nigerians in diaspora, as it were?
Absolutely. For instance, if you look at this program now, we are doing it virtually. The coming of the GSM, Global System for Mobile Telecommunications, there's a lot of communication going on. Those days, people in diaspora, you can't contact your family. They will play cassette and all that, CDs. We all remember those days. So, but now, with the snap of the finger, you can communicate anybody, do money transfer, do anything. It's just that diaspora voting hasn't started yet, but we hope that will come. So technology will really help because it's a tool for campaign. Social media, like Ben said earlier, mainstream media will not take, social media will take it. So technology is going to play a huge role, and everybody is using technology.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Tony, for finding time to join us.